Hello, Gemini friends. This is your January 26th through 27th reading. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified when your future daily, weekly, and monthly readings are uploaded. All right, Gemini, let's see what's happening for January 26th through the 27th. Please and thank you. All right, you have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is kind of talking about a new job or raise, or you might get some kind of news about money, or you're waiting on some kind of news about money, but there might be a delay in getting that news that you're expecting. There might be a delay in the new job you were expecting. See what else is happening here for Gemini for January 26th and 27th. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? So you're working on your skill. You're working on honing in your skill. You're working on, getting enjoyment out of your job. This is also talking, there's a kid here, and this kid and this card can represent, him watching his father, and him learning it, or it could just be his inner self, like he's kind of reflecting back onto when he was a kid and learning his craft. I'm also getting that these two cards together is talking about a beginning of some kind of new profession altogether. This is, the beginning of it, and then this is the beginning of it too, because he hasn't quite made all these pentacles yet. So let's see what else is happening for Gemini for January 26th and 27th. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. So lots and lots of earth energy here and lots of pentacles. So it seems to be that your job, that this reading is really focusing in on your work life, your material life. And so that's probably what's on your mind for January 26th and 27th. And this card is talking about teamwork and collaboration, skills, quality craftsmanship. And this card also talks about, making sure that what you're doing and the work that you're putting in is quality work. So you have two cards kind of going back to talking about quality work, but this card really talks about teamwork and using everybody's strengths. Like, you wouldn't have the priest over here doing the builder's work, because he's probably not going to be as skilled at it as he is, and the workman might not be as good at being a priest as the priest is. Probably not. So this is talking about using the correct skills and things of that nature for the job that you're doing. And if you're working in a team, make sure that you're using everybody's strengths at the best, in the best areas. All right, let's see what else is happening for Gemini for January 26th and 27th. Please and thank you. The Ten of Swords. So, this is talking about hitting rock bottom at something, a painful ending to something, a little bit, you know, there being too many stabs, you know, too many wounds to move on from. See why this card is here. Why is the Ten of Swords here talking about? I'm getting that this Ten of Swords is here because both of these are talking about something new that you're beginning. And maybe the last place you left, there was, you know, it was a really, really rough ending. So let's see why this Ten of Swords is here for Gemini for January 26th and 27th. Please and thank you. Queen of Wands. So there was somebody that was, and then over here next to it is the King of Wands. So that's really, there was some fire energy that had to do with this, a very aggressive and powerful people in leadership roles that made this really hard. And I'm kind of going back here to the workplace, because I'm getting that the beginning of your card, the beginning of your reading was talking about starting something new and then, you know, using the right skills for it. And I'm getting that this is from the past. Like, this is why you're moving on. And you might be a little worried about moving on. Your confidence might be a little... it might not be there because this is something new. This isn't something you've honed in. Like, this, it's just completely new. And this, you know, both of these talk about not having... well, especially this one is really more about kind of lacking self-confidence. And this one really talks about just, especially in that one, it talks about kind of leadership, but it being used for the wrong reasons. So let's see what Magical Times has for you for Gemini for January 26th and 27th. Journey. It's funny how the same cards keep coming out. Journey. Focus on how far you have come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. So you're going to be just fine. It seems like, you know, this was a lot to deal with. So just kind of take it one step at a time, one day at a time. You don't really have to always have the big picture like in your head, because sometimes, yes, you want to know where you're going, but you know, if you really think about how far you are from where you're wanting to go all the time, you know, it's gonna start wearing you down instead of motivating you. So, you know, in this case, it's okay to kind of look back. And I feel like you kind of need to look back at this, be like, well, I dealt with a lot of stuff and I learned a lot of stuff. So this is not going to repeat itself. You know, this isn't repeating myself on this new journey. So, you know, take baby steps, have smaller goals. Like, you don't have to like have the bigger picture. And so on your card right here that I have for the signs, it says Gemini, I think And I think, Gemini, that you are thinking a little too much. You're thinking a lot. You might be overthinking something, or you know, letting that kind of hold you back. Like, get out of your head a little bit and just be in the journey for a little bit. You've come a long way. You still have a long way to go. But, you know, just enjoy the journey for now, because this stuff, you know, is in the past. And, you know, enjoy the new beginning. I mean, look at this card. It's a great looking beginning. He's looking forward, you know. It looks a whole lot better than these over here. So there, you know, learning is kind of a journey on its own too. So just enjoy the journey. Focus on the journey, and, you know, focus on where you are in the journey, not how far you have to go. Just focus on where you are now in the short-term future. All right, Gemini, that is your January 26th and 27th reading. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified of future daily, weekly, and monthly readings.